Okay, so are you ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready. Always ready for a good deep dive, right?
That's the spirit. Let's do it. So today we're diving into something that's pretty personal, actually.
Oh, lay it on me.
Are you a morning person?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, we found this really funny article all about signs you might not be a morning person. And, well, let's just say I felt a little called out.
I feel like that's most of us, though, right?
Probably. But that got me thinking, is it just a preference? Or is there like a sciencey reason some of us hit snooze a million times?
I love where this is going. Let's uncover those secrets.
Okay, so this article, it starts off strong with, no good morning until noon. Gonna get an amen.
Amen. Preach it.
Right. It's like, seriously. But is that, a real thing, or are we just being grumpy?
It's actually a real thing. It all comes down to something called chronotypes.
Chronotypes?
Yeah, they determine our natural sleep-wake cycles. Like, some people are naturally wired to be up with the sun. Early birds, the lions, if you will.
Oh, okay. I think I see where this is going. I'm definitely not a lion.
Maybe not. Then you have your bears. They're more like, follow a traditional sleep schedule, wake up, go to sleep, kind of the average.
Okay, average.
Then you got your wolves, they thrive later in the day.
Ooh, howling at the moon.
You got it. And then you have the dolphins, who have like less predictable patterns, a little all over the place.
Okay, I'm sensing I might be a wolf or maybe a dolphin on a good day. But tell me, what about this whole needing sunglasses indoors thing? The article made it sound like a vampire survival guide.
Right. So dramatic. But light sensitivity is actually a real thing. It all comes down to how our eyes adjust. They adjust to light level gradually. But for some people, bam, morning sun, sensory overload.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah, it's rough. Have you ever tried those light blocking curtains?
I haven't, but now I'm intrigued.
Game changer. Especially, if you're sensitive to that morning light.
Definitely worth trying. Which kind of leads us to the next point, becoming the master of the sick day excuse. Just to avoid those early mornings.
Oh, the memories, right.
I used to fake a cough like it was an Olympic sport. Anything to stay in bed. But is it always just, trying to get out of school or work?
Well, sometimes it can be a sign of something more serious.
Oh.
Yeah. If you have like chronic difficulty waking up, it could actually be a sleep disorder. Lots of people have them. So if it's, a constant battle, maybe go get it checked out.
That's a really good point. We should probably all get that checked out, huh?
Just to be safe,
Totally. Speaking of battles, how many of us are fully dependent on coffee just to, function in the morning?
Oh my goodness, I know I am. That first sip, life-giving.
Right. But why is it that way for so many of us?
It's all about the caffeine, right? It's a stimulant. It basically, wakes up your brain. Your brain's hitting the snooze button. Caffeine's like, nope, party time, get up.
Okay, but what about when we hit the snooze button? Like a million times. I'm so guilty of that. But I read that it might actually make us more tired.
Yeah, that's sadly true.
No way.
Yeah. It's because of our sleep cycles. They're about 90 minutes long. And every time you hit snooze, you're kind of interrupting that cycle. So instead of waking up at the end all refreshed, you're jolted awake in the middle, feeling groggy.
Oh, that explains a lot. I always thought I was just, extra sleepy.
It's the snooze button, I'm telling you.
Okay, so speaking of feeling groggy, how do you deal with those, ridiculously cheerful morning people?
Oh, I know the type.
They're bouncing off the walls, and I'm just trying to find my eye legs. Am I a bad person for finding them a little much?
Not at all. It's just different energy levels throughout the day, right? We all have them. The key is figuring out how to coexist peacefully.
Coexist peacefully. I like that.
Right. Maybe you have a designated quiet hour in the morning. Or just, acknowledge each other's preferences. You do you, I'll do me, and we'll meet in the middle later.
That's a good strategy. Okay, so another thing the article talked about was the morning commute. Why does everyone turn into a race car driver at 8 a.m.?
It's the stress, right?
Yeah, but why? It's just traffic.
It's not just traffic. It's this primal thing. Our bodies are pumping out all this cortisol. It's a stress hormone. Gets us ready to fight or flee.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and your brain thinks being late is a threat. So fight or flight mode activated.
I never thought of it like that.
Makes you want to rethink that morning routine, right? Maybe a little less rush, a little more zen.
Totally. Okay, but can we talk about the good stuff now? All-day breakfast, pancakes at 3 p.m. Yes, please?
Breakfast for life.
Seriously. Why are breakfast foods so good?
It's actually interesting how our bodies process energy differently throughout the day. What might feel great and energizing in the morning might weigh you down later on.
So it's not just me, it really is about timing.
It's totally about timing and your individual metabolism. We're all different.
I like that. Gives me permission to eat waffles whenever. Speaking of timing though, I'm way more of a sunset person than a sunrise person. Is there like a biological reason for that?
Absolutely. It's our circadian rhythm again. As the day goes on, our bodies start producing melatonin, the sleep hormone.
Melatonin, my best friend.
Right. And so when the sun starts setting, it's like a signal to wind down, get cozy.
That makes so much sense. It all comes back to our internal clocks, huh?
Pretty much.
Which reminds me, the last thing in the article talked about weekends becoming like total sleepathons.
Oh, yeah. Catching up on all the Z's.
But is it like healthy to spend 2 more days in bed? Asking for a friend?
It's all about balance, right? Rest is important, so important, but so is moving your body, getting things done, enjoying life.
You're right. You're right.
So maybe sleep in a little and recharge those batteries, but then get out there and, live a little.
Okay, so to wrap up, I think what we've learned today is that everyone's got their own rhythm, right?
Totally. And figuring out your rhythm, that's the key to a happier, healthier you.
I'm all about that.
And here's a final thought for everyone listening. If you could, design your perfect day, what would it look like? What time would you wake up? What would you do? What would you prioritize? Think about it. Maybe try it out. Embrace those natural tendencies and see what happens.
I love that. That's such a great point to end on. So whether you're a night owl or an early bird, remember you do you. Create a life that feels good and works for you. And we'll be back next time for another deep dive.
Until then.